Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to take a breath, not just a shallow breath, but a deep one that fills your lungs, softens your shoulders, and quiets your racing mind. Because what we're about to talk about isn't just another motivational message, it's a truth you've known deep down but maybe forgot along the way. You've been told that happiness is a destination, that it's something you must chase, something just out of reach, something reserved for later, for when you finally get it all together. But I want to offer you a different idea. Not because it sounds good, but because it's real. For too long we've been running a race we didn't choose. We've been taught that happiness lives in someone else's hands, in the approval of others, in the status we gain, in the lifestyle we build. We've been taught to believe that once we fix everything about ourselves, once we become more successful, more beautiful, more loved, then we'll be happy. But what if I told you that this entire pursuit is an illusion? What if I told you that the chase is the very thing stealing your peace? This isn't just philosophy. This is your life. Every day, you wake up and feel like you're behind. Like there's something more you should be doing. Somewhere else you should be. Someone better you should already be. You scroll through perfect pictures, you see perfect smiles, and you start to wonder if maybe you're just not enough. But here's the truth. Happiness was never out there. It was never something you had to find. It's not a prize for being perfect. It's a presence. It's a mindset. It's a way of being that's available to you right now, not in the future, not in some fantasy version of your life, but here in this moment. This message is not about quick fixes. It's not about pretending life is easy. This is about waking up, about seeing the system that's been designed to keep you distracted, disconnected, and always hungry for more. And then it's about stepping outside of it. It's about choosing to stop the chase and start the journey inward. Because the greatest freedom is not found in achieving more. It's found in needing less, in being content, in being real, in being still. So as you listen to this message, I want you to give yourself permission to pause, to reflect, and to be honest with yourself. Let go of the noise. Forget what the world has told you happiness looks like, and instead ask yourself, what if I already have everything I need to be at peace? This isn't the start of another hustle. This is the beginning of something different, something quieter, something deeper. The kind of happiness that doesn't depend on what happens to you, but on what happens within you. Let's begin. The illusion of the search. Welcome to this journey, not a journey toward happiness, but a journey away from the illusion that you have to chase it. You've been told your whole life to go out and find happiness, to search for it, to earn it, to prove you deserve it. That message is everywhere, on your phone screen, in commercials, on magazine covers, in the conversations you overhear. But what if I told you that the harder you chase happiness, the more it slips through your fingers? It's like trying to catch the wind. You feel it, but you can't hold it. The problem isn't that you're unworthy of happiness. The problem is that you've been programmed to believe it's something out there in someone's approval, out there in a relationship, out there in money, status, beauty, or success. But let's be honest, how many times have you finally gotten what you wanted, only to feel empty again? You worked hard for that promotion and the joy lasted a week. You finally got into that relationship and the excitement faded. You've bought the thing you thought would make you happy, but now you're already looking for the next fix. That's the cycle. That's the trap. It never ends because it was never designed to end. When you live your life constantly chasing happiness, you start to believe that the present moment is never enough. You start to believe you are never enough. And that mindset of lack, that belief that you're one achievement away from being fulfilled, is the very thing keeping happiness out of reach. The truth is simple but powerful. Happiness isn't found, it's chosen. And more importantly, it's created not through what you acquire, but through how you live, think, and see the world. Happiness is not loud. It doesn't always look like smiling selfies or tropical vacations. Sometimes happiness is quiet. It's waking up in peace. It's walking without rushing. It's being present in your own skin without needing to perform. It's not what the world gives you, it's what you give yourself. The moment you stop searching for happiness outside of yourself is the moment you start uncovering the happiness that was always there, hidden beneath the noise, buried under layers of comparison, pressure, and expectation. You don't need to become anything more to be happy. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to pause, to breathe, to let go of the chase long enough to feel what's already inside. So don't look for happiness like it's lost. It's not out there. It's right here where you are, in this moment, in this breath. And the sooner you stop searching for it, the sooner you realize you were never missing anything at all. How the world tricks you. If you want to understand why you've been chasing happiness all your life and still feel unfulfilled, you need to recognize this. You've been lied to, not in an obvious, malicious way, but in subtle, consistent messages that society has fed you since the day you were born. From a young age, you were taught to believe that happiness is something you earn after checking all the boxes. Be a good student, get a degree, find a good job, get married, buy a house, have kids. And somewhere along that path, you'll finally be happy. But that promise was empty, because what you weren't told is that happiness doesn't follow achievement automatically. And when you rely on external milestones for internal peace, you give away your power. The world has created an illusion, a carrot on a stick, that says happiness is always just ahead, just one step away. And when you finally reach that step, the stick moves again. You climb one mountain only to be told you're not successful enough yet. You reach a goal, but now you're not attractive enough. You improve your life, and still, something's missing. This is how the system works. If they can convince you that you're always lacking something, they can sell you the solution. More clothes, a better car, a new gadget, a miracle diet, a luxury vacation, all designed to make you feel complete. For a moment, but moments fade. And when the moment is gone, the emptiness returns. Why? Because external things can never fill an internal void. The truth is, you're not broken, but if the world can convince you that you are, it can keep you running, buying, performing, proving, and exhausting yourself trying to feel enough. Social media amplifies this lie. You scroll through highlight reels of people showing off their filtered smiles, their luxury lifestyles, their perfect relationships, and you start to question your own life. But what you see is not real life. It's a performance. And comparison is the thief of joy. The world has conditioned you to measure your worth by numbers, your salary, your weight, your likes, your relationship status. But none of those numbers define your value. They don't measure your peace, your character, or your capacity to love. So if you want to break free from this trap, you have to see it for what it is, a distraction. Happiness was never something to be chased, it was something to be revealed. It's already inside you, underneath the noise, the programming, the pressure. The moment you realize that happiness doesn't come from the outside in, but from the inside out, you start to live differently. You stop chasing, you stop comparing. You start living from a place of wholeness, not lack. In the next part, we'll dive into how to reconnect with that inner peace and how to cultivate happiness no matter what your circumstances look like. But for now, take a step back, see the game for what it is, and decide right here, right now, not to play it anymore. Cultivating inner peace. If happiness isn't something you find but something you create, then the next question is how? How do you stop chasing happiness and start living it? The answer begins with inner peace. You see, most people think happiness is an emotional high, an explosion of joy, a rush of excitement, a moment of celebration. But real happiness isn't loud. It's not wild. It doesn't always come with fireworks. True happiness feels like peace. It's a quiet confidence that no matter what's happening around you, you're okay inside. And that kind of happiness, it's not dependent on circumstances. It's built on mindset, perspective, and presence. So how do you cultivate that peace? First, you slow down. You live in a world that glorifies hustle. Go faster, do more, achieve everything all at once. But constant movement creates constant noise. And in that noise, you lose yourself. You forget what matters. You forget who you are. So take a breath. Take a break. Find moments of stillness in your day, even if it's just 5 minutes. Sit in silence. No phone, no distractions. Just you, your breath, and the present moment. That's where peace begins. when you stop running and finally allow yourself to be. Second, you practice gratitude. Not the surface level kind where you list 3 things and move on. I'm talking about deep gratitude. The kind that grounds you. The kind that reminds you that even in chaos, there is beauty. Even in struggle, there is strength. Even in pain, there is growth. When you focus on what you do have instead of what you lack, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. And that shift changes everything. Because happiness grows in a heart that's grateful. Third, you stop outsourcing your worth. You stop basing your value on what people think, what you achieve, or what you own. You realize you were born worthy. Before the success, before the validation, before the applause, and that truth, it can never be taken away. The moment you reclaim your worth is the moment you free yourself from the constant need to prove it. And lastly, you live with intention. Happiness doesn't come from doing what everyone else is doing. It comes from doing what aligns with your values, what feels right to your soul. That means letting go of what's expected and choosing what's authentic. It means saying no to what drains you and yes to what lights you up. You won't always get it perfect. You'll still have hard days. But when your life is rooted in peace, even the hard days won't shake you the way they used to. So stop searching for happiness in the next goal, the next relationship, the next version of yourself. Start building it in the life you're already living. In part 4, we'll explore how embracing discomfort and challenges can actually deepen your happiness, not destroy it. But for now, remember, happiness is not about feeling good all the time. It's about being okay even when things aren't perfect. And that begins with peace, real, lasting inner peace, embracing discomfort to grow. Let's talk about something most people avoid. Discomfort, pain, struggle, uncertainty. These are things we're trained to run from. Because somewhere along the way, we learn to associate happiness with ease, comfort, and pleasure. But here's the truth, they never told you. You don't grow in comfort, you grow in challenge. And sometimes, the path to real, lasting happiness doesn't come from avoiding pain, it comes from going through it. Life is not a straight road lined with roses. It's messy, it's unpredictable, it's filled with moments that test you, break you, and force you to face who you really are. And as hard as those moments are, they hold the keys to your strength. If you only seek happiness in moments of ease, you miss out on the kind of happiness that's built on resilience. The kind of happiness that says, I've been through fire and I'm still standing. That's the kind of joy no one can take from you. Think about it. The most powerful, peaceful people you know, they're not people who've had it easy. They're people who faced storms and didn't let the storm define them. They're people who looked pain in the face, learned from it, and came out wiser, stronger, and more grounded. So instead of asking, how do I avoid discomfort? Ask yourself, what is this discomfort trying to teach me? Maybe your heartbreak is teaching you how to love yourself. Maybe your failure is teaching you how to be humble and persistent. Maybe your loneliness is giving you space to discover your purpose. These moments feel dark, but they can plant the seeds of the brightest transformation. Pain can be your teacher if you stop seeing it as your enemy. See, happiness isn't the absence of problems, it's the ability to handle them with grace. It's not about life being perfect. It's about becoming the kind of person who can thrive even when life isn't. And here's the paradox. When you stop running from discomfort, you actually become happier. Why? Because you're no longer afraid of life. You're no longer fragile, depending on everything to go your way. You develop emotional muscle. You become unshakable. Discomfort builds depth. It builds character. It makes your joy richer because it's no longer based on fleeting pleasure. It's rooted in strength. So don't fear the hard days. Don't resist the challenges. Embrace them. Let them shape you. Let them reveal to you what you're truly made of. Because in those moments where you want to give up, in the silence, in the struggle, that's where you'll discover the happiness that doesn't need a reason, the happiness that comes from within. In part 5, we'll bring everything together and talk about what it truly means to live a fulfilled, meaningful life without chasing happiness. But for now, remember this, the pain you're feeling today might just be preparing you for the peace you'll live in tomorrow. Living a fulfilled life without chasing happiness. So what does it really mean to live a fulfilled life if you're no longer chasing happiness? It means you stop searching and start being. It means you stop living in the future, thinking I'll be happy when, and start finding meaning in the now. It means you stop treating happiness like a finish line and start embracing it as a state of presence, purpose, and peace. Fulfillment isn't about having everything go right. It's about knowing you're on the right path even when things go wrong. When you stop chasing happiness, you begin to see life differently. You realize that real joy is found in the ordinary moments, in the quiet coffee before sunrise, in the laughter with someone you love, in the peace of knowing you were true to yourself today. A fulfilled life is one where your inner world is no longer ruled by your outer circumstances. It's built on values, not validation. You live not to impress, but to express. You live not to perform, but to be present. You stop waking up every day asking, what can I get? And you start asking, how can I give? Because contribution, purpose, and service are the secret doors to fulfillment. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to impact, to uplift, to grow, and to give. So ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to build? One that constantly chases momentary highs, or one that's grounded in deep, unshakable meaning? You see, when you chase happiness, it runs, it hides, it teases you with glimpses. But when you live with intention, happiness shows up as a byproduct. It sneaks into your soul when you least expect it. It comes when you're aligned, when your actions match your values, when your life reflects your truth. Stop running from emptiness. Sit with it. Listen to it. Let it guide you toward what's real. You don't need more money, more attention, more approval to be whole. You just need to stop distracting yourself long enough to realize you were never missing anything. You just weren't paying attention to what truly matters. Happiness isn't out there. It's not in the next goal, the next partner, the next version of you. It's right here. In this breath, in this moment, in this choice to stop chasing and start living. So let go of the fantasy of a perfect life. Embrace the one you have with all its flaws and beauty. Because the secret isn't to find happiness. It's to build a life so honest, so meaningful, so aligned with your soul that happiness has no choice but to follow you. Live from that place, and you'll discover a life richer than anything you were ever chasing. So now we've arrived at the end of this journey, but really it's just the beginning. Because what you've heard today isn't meant to sit in your mind as a nice thought or temporary inspiration. It's meant to wake something up inside of you. It's meant to shift the way you live, think, and feel moving forward. You've spent so much of your life being told that happiness is a reward waiting at the end of effort, that peace is earned only after you've conquered the chaos, that you must become someone better before you can feel worthy, joyful, or at ease. But today, we've unraveled that illusion. We've exposed the chase for what it truly is, a distraction, a trap, a never-ending loop that leaves you tired, anxious, and unfulfilled. The truth? Happiness isn't some golden prize for the perfect. It's not an external trophy for those who do everything right. Happiness is here, now. It's the quiet strength that shows up when you stop pretending, stop proving, and simply allow yourself to be. And that's what this message is really about, being honest with yourself, being present in your life, being at peace in your own skin. It's not about reaching more milestones. It's about appreciating the ground beneath your feet right now. It's not about finally being accepted. It's about accepting yourself. It's not about silencing the world's noise by shouting louder. It's about stepping into the stillness where the noise can't touch you. Look around your life right now. What are the simple things that you've overlooked? The small moments that carry beauty, warmth, and meaning. Maybe it's a conversation, a sunrise, a quiet cup of coffee. Maybe it's the fact that you've made it through things you once thought would break you. That you're still standing, still growing, still learning to breathe deeper, love better, and live more gently. You don't need to become someone else to be happy. You need to come home to yourself. And yes, the world will still try to pull you back into the chase. It will still whisper that you're not enough, not yet. But now you know better. Now you've seen through it. You've remembered the truth. That happiness is not somewhere else. It's not someday. It's not someone else's approval. It's you. It's inside you. It's in how you choose to live, how you choose to think, how you choose to love yourself every single day. So as we close this chapter, I leave you with this. Don't wait to be happy. Don't postpone your peace. Don't let the world convince you that joy is always just out of reach. You already have what you need. You always have. So breathe deeply, stand tall, and walk forward. Not in the chase, but in the calm, quiet confidence that happiness has been with you all along. This is not the end. This is your new beginning. And you're already enough.